Welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory, my fellow friends. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. I'm having a great one myself. In the last episode, we worked on trucking and transportation, bringing our steel works, our steel products over to our main base, and then turning that into steel encased beams. And then we're sinking the pipes right now, but we're going to use them in this episode. Let's get right to it. We're going to jump on in. We're going to get into the manufacturer, and we're going to take a look at what this does and how big it is. And I think we're going to put our first manufacturer here because it's kind of close to all the source materials. Two of the materials are right here, the pipes, and we also have down below, we have the steel encased beams. And what I need to make, if we look here and we look to the right, you can look up at the Monorail technology. We need to be making heavy modular frames. This is kind of the next thing that needs to be done. So if we look, this is what we need. We need modular frames, we need pipes, beams, and screws. Now, the screws and the modular frames, they're actually going to come from over here. We're making them up in our main base or starter base. And the pipes are going to come from here, and then the beams are going to come from down there. Now, if we look, we're going to be generating 2 a minute. So it's not a lot, but you know, it's a good start. How many of these are we going to do initially? I think right now we're just going to do the one. It just takes in 2 beams. We're generating a lot more than that, but we also going to need these for just general construction, just general building materials. So I'm happy to have a lot of overflow here. So 6, 2, you know, we're barely going to scratch the surface, but the good news is we can basically extract from here now and bring these up and start setting up the manufacturer. The other things are going to take a little bit more finagling to get back over here, but that's okay. We'll have to figure this out anyways, because as we start to move resources around our base, we're going to have to create kind of pipelines or you know, segues or resource ways. Maybe that's the best way to say it. Places that we can run a bunch of belts along. And you know, this little tower here is kind of the start of that. So we're going to have to set it up and bring the remaining resources from here over here. Now, once we have that, then the goal today is to set up and unlock our monorail technology. Now, if we look at the other thing we're going to need, we need computers. Now, we have a couple choices here. We have, I don't know if this is a better one, to be honest with you, but we are already manufacturing some of these components, right? So this takes screws, which is actually a pain in the butt, to be perfectly honest. We don't make a lot of screws. We could easily add more, but eliminating the need for metal entirely is great. This is enticing to me because we're underusing our caterium and we're really not using rubber at all right now. So we're also manufacturing, if we look at this, we are manufacturing circuit boards already. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to set up 2 manufacturers here, one for computers and one for the heavy metal frames today. Okay, I've done quite a lot of rejiggering in the base. As you can see over here, we have a massive new smelter array where we are taking in the pure nodes from below our base here, and we're moving all of this outside. This is because with the upgraded belts, we can now do 480 iron ore per minute per node. And so that's what I've done here. This is basically 480, 480, 480. We're then bringing that back into the base on the other side, and we've now expanded and maximized, pretty much maximized. We still have extras, but we're basically making rods, screws, plates. And now the next thing we need to do is come up here and we need to reconnect everything that was on this assembly floor and then also add modular frames because we need that for our manufacturer. So this is the last step. I'm going to go ahead and connect all this together and reset up the production line, and then we'll start basically moving these frames over to our manufacturer, which is hiding over there. All right, I've run the frames belt over from the base. You can see we're just running it parallel to the screws. So that's set up nice and neat. And then we should be receiving, we need to do 10 a minute. So it's possible I'm gonna have to make a few more of these to make it work, but at least we have the belt line in, and it's kind of following our nice routing here. Need to clean up a couple spots, mostly just down over here, but that'll come once we add some more structure to the area. And you can see we're just kind of coming out from there. Let's clean this up. We don't need these here anymore. And this roof, you know, as much as I wanted to put this roof in, we're not probably going to use it right now, so let's just get rid of it. Clean it up a little bit. There you go. So there you go. So it's coming down from here. And we're just I'm gonna go double check our production, because I think we're gonna be running low. Hey, what's up here? Why are you red? Why are you red? Aha, you don't have a specification, which means you need to have a cast screw. There you go. One little error. Just quickly fix that. We'll go right to the top here and check out what we've got. So I just set up 2 for now, and I think these are producing 2 per minute. And what was it we needed? We needed 10, right? So I think this is where we're going to do some overdrive setups. So 4, that's 8. I definitely know we can handle it. So we might have to actually go 3. Let's go all the way to the end here. That's 5 per minute. Okay, perfect. So we need 2 fully maxed out, which is not the most efficient way in terms of power usage. And believe me, we have a serious power problem. We are fast and rapidly coming into our headroom here. You can see if we were fully operational right now, we'd be at 2900. We only have 2175. So we absolutely very soon need to get our fuel, or even just 1 or 2 fuel generators going. It's something we're gonna have to do, and we're probably gonna have to disable a portion of our factory in order to do that. We'll probably have to disconnect this entire section in order to set up the fuel, because I think we'll break our peak, and that'll be a serious problem when it comes to generating fuel, because we're gonna have to build a whole other refinery section. Well, this thing's really loud. Holy crap, this is loud. Turn that down. Oh my goodness. Okay, so 10 per minute. So we got 5 coming in from each side, which is great. Definitely a thing. Perfect. On a side note, I think what this really highlights, this one manufacturer, is just how many resources you need to have in place to make a very small amount of these level, like these, I guess this will be tier 3 now, because we have constructors, assemblers, and then manufacturers. Just the number of resources it takes. I mean, these are okay, screws are nothing, beams, it's reasonable, pipes, but I mean, modular frames require 2 sets of assemblers, 1 to make the plates and 1 to make the frames. And the amount of raw resources needed to run just one manufacturer, it's pretty significant. So you can understand why it's going to be important to create a massive amount of resource collection, and bringing that raw resource in, or refining it at the source, and then bringing it in and then putting into the manufacturing, kind of like we did with the super smelter area we just made. It's a thing. Like, all that set up, we could probably power 2 or 3, maybe 4 of these, and that's it. And that's the reality. And you're going to need 10, 15, 20, 30 of these manufacturers running to produce the high-end components we're going to need for the next tiers. All right, we've manufactured enough of the frames to unlock Monorail technology. Push the shiny red button. Oh yeah.
Milestone reached.
Very big milestone.
Buildings and vehicles needed for long-range transportation has been made available. In addition to built-in power conduction, rails-based transit ensures increased efficiency and reliability for both the transport of pioneers and cargo.
Okay, so that's really cool. Unlocking that technology allows us to continue to develop our transportation network, going away from tractors into electrified rails. And if we take a look at transport, we should have a whole new setup here of new cool things to build. If we look at some of the things we need to actually make the cars and all the bits and bops, it's really just computers that we're missing right now. Everything else we're manufacturing pretty well. Looks like basically these heavy modular frames are going to become a real necessity going forward. So, like I said at the beginning, getting at least one manufacturer up and making computers would be really good. The problem is, I've already alluded to this a couple times now, but our power situation is ridiculously under. We're way behind. We haven't had added any power in many episodes now, and we're at the peak, and I have things turned off right now. So we're way over budget on power, and we really need to get into fuel production. So this part, I think we're going to have to actually say, sorry, second manufacturer, we're going to have to skip you for now. We need to take a segue and we need to work out our fuel production, which means we're probably going to have to turn a few things off just to even get it started. So let's look at power, fuel generators. So we actually need computers, which is why we want to build that second manufacturer to do the computers. We've got the modular frame, so I think what we'll do is we'll just manually produce the computers for now, but we really have to create a significant supply of fuel, which also means we have to actually make an assembly network to make compacted coal. All right, welcome back, folks. What we have going on now is we've taken our sulfur, we've connected it up to this nice little structure. It looks pretty good, actually. I'm liking it a lot. We're bringing the sulfur over to what is going to be our main train line right here, and we're just going to feed it into the middle. And up over here, this is where our coal will also be coming in for the compacted coal factory. So essentially what we're going to have is a run coming through here. So as a, just as a thingamabobber, let's put that there. That's where the other run will be. It'll be coming down the center line of this area all the way from over there. We're going to run that next. Okay, we've run the coal, although we're running the wrong mark belts there. Let's fix this real quick. So we've run the coal all the way over from where it comes in, which is on the other side of, wow, I really ran it a long way, didn't I? It's on the other side of the bridge. So we've built out our train tracks a little bit, and I did some train work just because I wanted to make sure that it looked good, that it was going to fit, and everything was going to be a-okay. Wow, I really didn't run this the right way the whole way. That's so funny. Anyways, we're going to just upgrade these to Mark IV belts because we're bringing in 300 a minute, so we're going to need these belts, and we're out of case things. But yeah, anyways, so it's running all the way over to our base now, and now we can connect it all up to the compacted coal assemblers. Okay. All of our compacted coal is done. It's a stackable design. It's going to go up just like our smelters. We can add 100 per tier, and we can output about 300 total from the the two nodes that we're using right now, which is great. So we'll start with 100. Now the problem is we need to get it from here through our building and down an insanely tall cliff. Okay, we're back, and we have created and set up our turbo fuel processing now. So we are taking the raw fuel out of our other setup we just created, and we're putting it into our turbo fuel refineries. And now we can actually go ahead and take a look at putting in a fuel generator. Now we're still working on getting the resources needed for 10, which will give us 1500 power. This is capable of around 2021, producing enough fuel for 20 to 21 fuel generators, which is great. That would almost replace all of our needed, or all of our current usage. Words are hard, but we definitely don't want to just replace what we have. We want to expand. So let's take a look at this footprint. So it's 1, 2, 3 by 3, so it's 9. So basically, it's a 3 by 3 or a 9 footprint. And if we look at the turbo fuel, we can't actually see this because it's the way it's built. It won't tell us what we're going to need, but it's going to generate 150. We know that much. So let me connect up the pipe and put a few of these down and kind of get the sense of what we're going to achieve with this new little fuel plant. All right. We've done a bunch of work. Yes, we have our fuel generators up and running. I have finished our starter fuel gen. Now, the caveat here is, yes, I know this is not the best way to do it, but we're just setting up a very basic system. This is just to peak our power. We need power badly, and I wanted to do it with the resources we had. So if we take a look again, just to recap, we've got fuel coming in, compacted coal. We're converting it to turbo fuel. We're then sending it over to our fuel generators, of which we have 6 right now. And currently we can run 8. Oh, it's so loud. It's so loud. We can run 8, and we've overdriven them. And each of these is generating 375 megawatts of power. So not bad, not bad. I think 8, maybe 10 we can get going with this one pipe. I'd have to double check the maths on that, but it's pretty good, right? I mean, wow, what can I say? It was nice. So I'm just going to kind of do a little plug here, so I hope you don't mind. I'm going to plug my stream, which happens on twitch.tv/BoomBangCrash. And we stream a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 to 2 Pacific. That's our normal schedule, barring time where I might be away from the house. And that's usually, if you're kind of in Europe, GMT -7, -8, depending on the time of the year. I can never remember where we're at right now, so just one of those. Also, we got rid of the big blue. We got rid of the coal. It's gone. It's out of the sky. It's finished up. We also cleaned this up on stream, which is great. So the whole goal of getting the fuel generation, not only to expand our power significantly, but also to get rid of that horrible, ugly pad of coal and clean everything up, which we have now done. We've reconnected everything that was reliant on it. We fixed up a few things. In fact, I can actually add a coal plant over here now that we have the space. We got rid of the water wheels. So yeah, that's this. A lot of work happens on stream, and I actually do a bit of clip recording. So every once in a while, you can see me throw on the YouTube voice while we're streaming, and catch some early previews, if you will. So anyways, it was epic. We had an epic episode. I'm sorry for the delay. I was away for the weekend. I couldn't stream on Monday or record anymore. So we're back to a regular schedule for the next little bit. And yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, you know what to do. Bang on the like button down below. Crash that subscribe button. And as always, I love to hear from you in the comments. My name is Boom. I'm out.